Now, if you are a regular viewer of the programme, you will recognise these two. The football legend Graeme Souness, no stranger, of course, to a challenge, and that's Isla Grist, who has inspired him. But his latest team relay swim across the English Channel was a big one. Graeme was raising money for people like Isla, who lives with a rare and painful skin condition. Well, Graeme suffered from seasickness and dehydration, but said it was a call from Isla which kept him going on the challenge, as Freya Chappell now explains.
A friendship born from adversity. Football legend Graeme Souness and teenager Isla Grist. Isla lives with epidermolysis bullosa, EB, a rare and painful condition causing blistering of the skin both externally and internally.
It's undescribable. But even simple tasks like getting dressed take me half an hour, 20 minutes.
2 years ago, Graeme was part of a relay team which swam the English Channel to raise awareness of the condition and to help fund research into the treatment.
This isn't going away. Her condition isn't going away. And we've got to keep it going, haven't we?
This week, he went a step further, swimming to Calais and back as part of a relay team of 6, with Isla cheering him on. It was tough. Hot weather conditions and dark waters put the swimmers through their paces, with Graeme having only recently recovered from shoulder surgery. But after 22 hours, they reached the finish line, raising over £500,000. While a cure for this disease remains distant, this pair's motivation to do their part and their bond is unbreakable. Freya Chappell, BBC News.
Well done again. Another superhuman effort. Let's talk to Graeme and to Isla as well. Graeme's down in Poole, Isla's at home up in Inverness. Morning to you both. Graeme, how are you feeling?
Morning, Roger. Morning, Isla. Still a wee bit tired. I could have stayed in bed this morning, but I don't feel well anymore. But I look back on it not with any enjoyment whatsoever. The only time I want to see the English Channel again, Roger, is from an aeroplane.
You've done it twice now.
Unless Isla's going to put my arm up my back again, yet again.
Well, Isla's very persuasive, isn't she? Isla, what would you say to Graeme? I'm sure you've spoken to him, but morning to you as well. What did you make of his latest challenge?
It was such a big challenge, and even the fact that he was ill and seasick and everything like that, he still kept going, which is it's just amazing to me.
And just looking at the pictures, you were obviously able to put in that call halfway through, Isla, which I think you must have some pretty good motivational powers.
Yeah, so when I called him, I was doing my dressings, but I knew that my dad and Graeme and all the swimmers could do with a little bit more motivation, so I phoned my dad's phone.
And I bet, Graeme, when you get a call, particularly at that point, when Isla was going through what she was going through, no matter how sick you felt or how much pain you thought you were in, it was nothing compared with what she was doing.
100%, Roger. What she forgets to mention is a Zoom call, and we were getting glimpses of her bandages being changed. And, you know, I get emotional when I talk about her, only because I know, I've seen these pictures. I've seen Isla, you know, his legs, all her body and what it's done to her. So, you know, if you don't get moved by that and you don't get moved to want to help someone like that, and I'm pleading with everyone out there, if you can afford a few quid, please give us it, because we're almost at our target. Yeah. If you're not moved by that, then you're made of different stuff. So when she made that Zoom call, all of a sudden I didn't feel so unwell. But, you know, the struggle goes on. We have an opportunity now. We need another £170,000 to reach our target of 750. 750 allows us, what we're aiming to do is repurpose drugs that are already on the market. And if we get to 750, we can repurpose 2 drugs, and hopefully not in years to come, imminently, hopefully we can find some treatments that give these kids a bit of relief from the constant itch and the constant pain they're in.
And Graeme, you obviously, we followed your first challenge very closely. I mean, combined, the two have now raised pretty much £2 million, hopefully slightly over by the end. Can you just explain the work you do for DEBRA, and there are other EB charities as well, how it has changed your life?
Well, I think, I'm a father, and I worry about my kids, and I think anyone who's watched Isla on the television must think, oh, that could have been one of my children. So I have, I like to think it's changed me for the better. I think people are seeing maybe, I have an image of us being a certain type of character, which I don't think I am. I think most people, maybe you as well, Roger, you have your work head and have your head where, you're maybe not so aggressive and not so demanding of people. Isla's brought the best out in me.
Yeah. That's a nice way to put it. And Isla, how is it, the publicity that you and Graeme have been able to bring to EB and to the community of which you are part, how has that changed your life, if at all?
Yeah, so it's changed my life in the way that when I say I've got EB, people go, oh yeah, okay, I have heard about it. And before all of this, no one had ever heard about it. And that was really hard to explain and to just do anything. It was just such a hard thing. And because I'm in pain and itch, and all of my wounds have a bit of inflammation behind them, is so sore that sometimes you just need someone to understand what your condition is to help you in the best way that they can.
And Isla, as you're sitting to me now, talking to everybody at home who's watching, just explain the pain and the discomfort that you are actually in.
Yeah, so every week I have to get my dressings changed 3 times, and even in between those times, I still have to do what I call a mini dressings change, which is the backs of my legs every morning. So it's a lot of hours spent changing them, and a lot of hours because of that in pain. And even when I'm not doing it, I'm still in pain and I'm itchy, and everything is just harder and slower to do.
And Graeme, just a final thought from you. You said you don't want to see the English Channel again, except from a plane.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't really avoid the sea where you live, but you see it every day, don't you? Is it tempting you to go and take another challenge on?
I'll continue to swim, but can I just tell you a little story about Isla, what Isla's done for other sufferers? I went to a luncheon a year ago, and there was 2 Welsh ladies who both had little girls who had recessive dystrophic like Isla, and both told me the same story. And the story was that their children were going to school and they were being isolated. The peer group didn't want to know them. And when Isla went on television several times, these kids were saying to the kids with the condition, "Oh, have you got the same condition as Isla?" And yes, I do. And all of a sudden, those kids were being welcomed back into the group, so they're no longer isolated. So money is so important to us, but the awareness that Isla has given, EB is enormous, and that's incalculable. You can't put a number on that. But she is a bloody star.
As are you. Congratulations on your latest achievement, Graeme.
Thanks, Roger.
Isla, lovely to see you again, and sending you all the best. And thank you, both of you, for talking to us this morning. Isla Grist and Graeme Souness talking about the latest challenge to raise money for sufferers and the children who have EB.